Do a quick video here to show you how to install the UTV Raceshop front lower control arm nut retainer kit. This is for the front side of the A-arm or control arm, not the back side. So anyways, first thing you need to do is basically get access to down in here. This is where the A-arm normally goes, so I already have mine out for A-arm swap, but you're going to need to get a rivet out from in there. So you basically got to remove this front bulkhead metal piece here. I have the winch in there, so the whole bulkhead with the winch will drop out. It's a little bit of a pain if it's a new machine. Can-Am puts a whole bunch of Loctite on these. So anyways, I'll show you real quick what you need to do. So first, take off these two T25 Torx here to hold the plastic. Just need to take those off so we can push the plastic back a little bit when we go to remove the bulkhead here. Up inside, there is a 13 millimeter tucked up here, so you're gonna have one of these bolts that I'm about to show you on each side. So the one kind of off in the distance here. So 13 millimeter, that has a welded nut on the back, so you don't have to hold it. And then you got a 15 millimeter here, and I would actually remove this one first. Do these 13 millimeters last. Basically, that's kind of what holds the whole bulkhead in the proper position. It's going to shift on you. So 15 millimeter, and you need a 15 millimeter backing wrench. And then you're going to want to pull out your front sway bar. So there's an 18 millimeter here, and then another 18 millimeter on the other side. And you do have to back those also. If you're got a winch in there, there's not a whole lot of clearance in there, but it's not too bad. So pull out the sway bar then. Once you get the bulkhead loose, you can see here off to the far side, you can see some little metal tabs sticking up through the bulkhead. The whole bulkhead sits on those tabs. And then also on the radiator, this is also going to be hard to see, but up in there, the radiator, there's some rubber bushings that just sit on there. So anyways, you got to get that lined back up when you put this back in by pulling on the radiator a little bit, but it's fairly easy once you get used to it, and to pull on the plastics to slip it back up in there. So anyways, once you get all these bolts loose, you can kind of pivot the front part of the bulkhead, just push it up, and then it'll slide off these retainers here, or you'll get a little bit of an angle to be able to do that, and then you can kind of bring it down at an angle. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you'll figure it out. The main thing, and actually a reason I'm going back, wasn't going to show you this part of the video because there's other videos that show you how to take the front bulkhead out. If you want some more info on it, if you just look up Mavar bulkhead or winch bulkheads, they'll show you how to take this off too. But the main key point here, the hardest thing that I fought, was when you put this bulkhead back in, get it lined up, get it on the radiator. But these 13 millimeter bolts, the brass one that I'm showing you in the background here, that's absolutely key to do those first. If you don't do those first, this bolt here on the side is gonna be way off. So when you do these two here for both sides, it'll suck the whole bulkhead in and will line up this bolt here. So that's actually where I wasted the most time here. But anyways, hope that helps on the removal and install back in here. First thing you have to do is you should probably take off the full front bulkhead, which I already did here. Main reason to do that is you need to Need to get access here to this hole here. Normally there's a rivet that goes in there for the stock plate, and the plate looks like this. So you're drilling out this rivet here from the front side. So once you drill that out, you then have to go up underneath and take out the 4 bolts for the front differential, and then you can push the front differential back a little bit, which will allow you to pull this bracket out from the inside. Otherwise there's just not enough room to get it out. But once you unbolt the diff, you got plenty of room to put it back in there. So then we're going to go ahead and drop the plate in. So basically there's just 2 nuts sitting in the plate here. I'm going to go ahead and put some tape on them to hold them so I don't drop them in there, because there's still not a whole lot of room. And then it's held in place with screws that go on to these 2 threaded ends here. It's basically a nut on the back side. So I'm going to drop that in now. Alright, so I got some tape placed here on the back side that I can easily pull off once I get it in there, but that'll at least keep the nuts from falling out, hopefully. And the other detail here is this little arrow. It does need to point up, or this section here needs to be at the top. Alright, so we got the bracket down in there and pulled the tape off of it. The tape worked really good to be able to keep those nuts on. And then we just lined it up on the front to put this set screw on the left end. And you can see the bolts here lined up to go through now.